Hello. Alright, I hope life is good and everything is okay. Alright, I want to share about who dictates what you do in life. Is it you? Is it your mind? Is it your body? I believe we are spiritual beings having human experiences, and we have discussed that every human being exists basically in three forms: the spiritual form, the mental form, and the body form. All these three forms manifest in the physical form of every human being. We need to understand each sub-part of our being if we are going to live a happier life. We previously shared about each, but tonight let's dwell more on how these impact on our way of life every day. Because today we live in an entertainment-driven society which accepts all forms of noise. We live in a all job-driven society which leaves us no gap to pause a bit and reflect on how we are living our own lives. And it takes our innermost self to understand that every moment we live will never come back. So neither the effect of our past, neither the projection of our future does have any control over our present moment. The reprogramming in your mind dictates how you live your life. So we have to take a deliberate study into our mental programming. Remember, your mind is programming lead to your thoughts lead to your feelings lead to your actions, and your actions lead to your results. The mind is an incredible instrument which, when programmed well, can do the incredible things that you've never imagined in your own life. We do have a shortage of creativeness today. People cannot co-create on their uniqueness. They want to follow how others are doing stuff. And this is as a result of the too much noise that our mind is making. It leaves us no chance to concentrate and be silent so that we listen to our innermost self, our inner voice, that divine power in every human being. Perhaps we lack competent mentors who can open up genuinely on how to master our own mind so that our mind becomes a tool of co-creation than how the today's systems have destroyed it. Every system you have in place has its own goals, has its own purpose, and you are trained to follow that purpose. But that's not your life's purpose. No, your life's purpose is unique and it has never been uncovered onto this globe. You've got to discover it through your own self. You've got to stop thinking and start creating. In other words, every time you need to create, you need to stop thinking and be still, be silent so that you listen to your innermost voice. Our systems today renders our mind incapable of co-creation. All the systems we have wants you to be a follower rather than a competent student who can come up with new inventions on how to better this world. Because our main purpose on this world is to let the divine purpose of the world unfold through our purposeful living. We must have genuine reasons for living, and their pursuit should transform our world into a better place than we found it. Our Creator blessed each human being with a seed of co-creation. He placed a divine power in every spiritual being to have human experiences so as to transform the world. Many people today cannot realize in them that divine power within their spiritual nature because the world makes a lot of noise which comes into our life through the mind. The noise-making activity that we call autonomous thinking blocks us from having enough silence every day to feel the presence of that divine power within us. We resort to searching God outside us and forget to realize that within every spiritual being there is a divine power that represents God in our life. And if we concentrate every day, that spiritual power can guide us to live a fulfilling life than wandering in search of God outside us. Our world has preached to our mental part of being that we have lost our sense of true virtues. We more accept what comes from the outer world than accepting what comes from our inner being, our inner world, our inner self. I mean, from our spiritual being, true nature. When we get born into this world, our parents are the first teachers we have by our side to train us on how to cope with life. But since they are also unaware of the true spiritual being in them, they cannot open up freely and teach us about this spiritual divine power within us. Instead, they refer us to those systems through which they got their training on how to live through life. You find God when you stop searching for him in the outer world and realize that he resides within you every moment of your life. He was with you when you were born. He has been with you through childhood and still lives within you right now. The only challenge we have for us not discovering this true nature of God in us is the mind is noise making progress. The mind keeps making lots of mind stuff. It comes up with situations, which situations are either the projections of the future or the emotions of our past. The memories of our past occupy a bigger chunk of our memory every day, and we find ourselves depressed every moment of our life, all stressed, thinking about the future, but we are here. We forget using our clock time rightly. You cannot discover God when you have too much noise in your own mind. The world is driven by the mind, but its transition, its staying in place is in the control of the being. So you need to discover your human true spiritual nature in you. That connection that makes you be in communion with fellow humans is what drives the world. We call communication communion. Wherever you communicate, it's either the mind communicating with the mind or a human communicating with a fellow human being. In other words, it is in two forms. It is either a communication between a mind and a mind, which means the mind controls a human being's life, and the communication always is mind to mind. And such communications always end up either in arguments or in conflicts, because the mind is the ego, always wants to be right. It wants to see the other people as judged for being wrong. It wants the other people to be subordinate to its own decisions. So the mind always strives to be at the top in whichever arena of life. It comes up with so many situations or scenarios for which it will convince the other mind that it is right and the other mind is wrong. So we have communication mind to mind. But if you want true communion, then you must be present in your own life. You must communicate from your inner self. You must let the world be as it is, accept whichever it is, to be whichever it is, and take full responsibility for where you are. Be prepared for whichever challenge that comes your way, no matter what it is. Accept it as it is, then move forward to execute your plans that you have strategized out to solve that challenge. A problem is just mind stuff. We don't have problems in real life. No! A problem is mind stuff. The mind comes up with all these situations and you live in a psychological time, comparing the past with the future. You dwell in the past and in the future, and that's why you are not happy. So any problem you think that you have in life, it's not a problem. It's a mind stuff. And if you wake up and come into the present moment and be you in your own life, it's much easier to strategize on any challenge you have in life. We only have simple challenges that you need to be a part of the challenge to solve that challenge in that present moment. And if you stay present, your divine power in you shall always guide you on how to resolve it. In other words, you will be communicating with the true divine power that guides this world to stay the way it should stay, the world to stay in harmony. You will be at peace with yourself and you will be happy in the present moment because you are your own self. in that moment. It's hard to accept this stuff at mind level, and anyone listening to it at mind level will object and no, because the mind does not want you to realize your true self in you. It wants to be in charge of you. It wants to show you that the only way you can live is to be through your mind. But if you want true happiness in life, you must tell the mind to be at ease. You must be in charge of your own mind and communicate to your own mind through your true self, through your spiritual being, through your divine power. Be present in your own body, because it is the only vehicle you have to take you through life. All diseases come in your body because you are not present in your own body. If you could stay present in your own body, the body will rejoice, because you will be taking step by step actions every day. You have an exercise regimen. You have things you do every day. You take care of your body every day, and no disease shall reside in your body. Just like no filthy habits can reside in a house where the master resides. If a master of a house is in the house, all funny stuff cannot take root in that house. The same happens to you. If you are present in your own body, no toxic stuff shall come into your body. No disease shall come into your body, because you will be present to take the full responsibility to energize your white blood cells so that they fight against any intruder that does not belong there. Any alien in your body shall be fought with effectiveness, because you are present and you are there to watch how your only vehicle that should take you through life is maintained every day. But we get so many sicknesses, so many diseases, just because our true nature in us does not reside in us. It is the mind that runs our own lives, not we as spiritual beings. So wake up and reprogram your own mind. Think about how you can re-strategize, and don't operate within the confines of your mind. The mind will delude you into other things, and you will forget what you want to do. Write down everything you want to do and move with your life's journal. Read through it every day so that you obsess, you train, you teach your mind, you educate your mind on the things you want it to do. And when you do that, it will adapt to your way of living than how the world has been training it from your childhood up to where you are. You need to change the direction of your own mind so that it focuses on the things you tell it to do rather than focusing on the things the world tells it to do. And I will see you at the top if you take the initiative to reprogram your mind and be in a communion with your own mind. If you don't do it, you will reach in 10 years from today an undesigned destiny, live in a place you don't want to live in, have a family that you don't want to love, have stuff that you hate in your own life, just because in this present moment now you are adamant to refuse to take the few steps that you must take to go towards a well-designed destiny. All right, have a good time. Love you all. And guys, thank you for the messages you send in. I hope to stay in touch with you. Let's share more. Let's make this world a better place than we found it. And I will see you at the top if you take the initiative to reprogram your own mind. Love you all, and bye.